move away from the offense.
All right, let's go.
Because we could sit here and complain about the offense, but yeah, that was a great point about the hurry up. But so the defense, the
Yeah.
injuries are started there. We're on overload at this point on the defense. What do you think? What was the injury that was the tipping point for you in this last game?
Honestly, probably was Mooney. Mooney getting hurt, I think, really caused a domino effect because you open up another half of the field. And I was reading today that Hufanga was in concussion protocol.
Mm-hmm.
And for a team like Atlanta that ran the ball so much and got to the second level so often, I was watching that game, was like, hey, all pro Huff, where you at, my guy? I don't know about you, but I really didn't see him throughout that game for real, for real. And so I really thought either he was messed up, you know what I'm saying? It could be in the head a little bit, or he just wasn't feeling it. And I thought he could have had a wonderful impact on the game because they ran the ball 40 times, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that there killed us. And I think just the depth as well, just with the defensive line. I mean, when you are on your third string D lineman and they gotta do, instead of having only 20 snaps, now you're doing 35, 40. I thought we just couldn't get no push for real. And those guys was running so hard, man. Fred Warner, I love you, my guy, but every time you made a tackle, you was going the other direction.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, bro. Like we got the locks, we lock brothers in this thing. I love you, my guy, but hey, you was not sticking nobody. They was hitting you and you was going. I'm like, ugh. So yeah.
It was. So it was also Mooney for me, Mooney Ward. I just think that with Emmanuel Mosley going down, and I think this is, and I spoke about this on Ryan's show this morning, that this is an underrated aspect of this defense, was that both of our corners, they depend on these corners to come up and run support. And and to all of a sudden not have both of them, it was already going to be bad enough because they didn't have Emmanuel Mosley. But then for Ward to go down, all of a sudden Huff can't be flying all over the place because he's got to be in his spot.
Yeah,
because now he's covering other things. He's going to have to help shade this guy and help shade that guy. He's not going to be able to play close to the line of scrimmage. So I feel like that's where Huff went, is that he got pulled out of what he would normally do. And then of course your point about Fred Warner, I agree with you. But I mean, I think we all know that Fred Warner's a little light in the ass. Like, I mean, he only 225, something like that.
On a good day.
Yeah. And we've always known that. That's why he's so good in coverage, is because he's got the athleticism and to be able to cover those tight ends and even sometimes wide receivers.
Yeah.
But when it comes to run stopping, he depends on that defensive line rotation to kind of plug up those gaps, and then he just to take up those bodies, and then he just comes through those gaps to get that tackle for loss. You can't be letting them get to the second level, and now he's got to drag them down.
I feel sorry for him, boy.
Because he's just gonna have to. To his credit, he was still dragging guys to the ground, but they're gonna get their yards, and that's gonna be but yeah, that's just not what Fred's built for. And so I didn't blame him too much. It is what it is. I think that not having that those corners there to help and run support, and which means Huff can't play close to the line of scrimmage, which means the defense was really playing complete. You saw them play a lot of off coverage.
Yeah.
Because they did not trust their corners to stay in front of those guys. Even though they don't have great receiver, they had Drake London, who's not a burner. They got Zacchaeus. He's got a little bit of speed to him.
Pete, they only threw the ball 14 times though.
Yeah, no, I feel you, but at the same time, they didn't want to get beat deep. And I felt like that's why they weren't playing so close to the line. And
don't beat me down.
But I was surprised that we didn't see more blitzing. Like, because that was what I was expecting to see when they started.